Netflix's chilling adventures of Sabrina, drag queens say yes to reading, a Google executive is removed, charitable shoeshiner, and in a Patreon exclusive, my take on the MAGA bomber. You're not going to want to miss it. Hey, I have a lot to complain about, so let's do this.
The recently canceled podcast with Dawn Pride.
Hey, how goes it? So, earlier this morning, I watched on the Netflix the first episode of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. There's actually no "the" in it. It's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I thought the internet needed my take on it as a straight white male, you know, with all of my power and authority and all that nonsense, right? So this is the gritty reboot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This is based on a 2014 to present comic series. I think they've only had a few issues. Also titled Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Itself a grittier reboot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This concerns Sabrina Spellman, played by this gal who my understanding is she's on Mad Men, or was. She was the kid. Something like that. And she looks 12 and 40 at the same time, has kind of an older voice. I think she does quite a bit of voice acting in What Name You. She's half human, half witch, and she lives in some American town in the 1960s, and she's pressed to partake in the dark baptism and leave behind her human life to attend a hidden arts college. It's like liberal arts, but it's hidden, you know, like for witches only, and warlocks. I guess her dad was a warlock. Her parents are deceased. She lives with her aunts, is it Hilda and Zelda? And she also has a cousin, a black guy, who, despite this being the 1960s, has a freaking laptop and wears printed t-shirts. Maybe at some point in season 1 they're going to explain why, but I'm not going to get through that. Okay, so other pressing stuff. She's tormented by these 3 sisters, a ginger, an Asian, and a black chick. She has a friend who I thought was a gay dude. It's supposed to be a guy, a chick, immediately a gal, right? A gal is tormented by high school football players, has her shirt pulled up so they can see her rack. I'm thinking this is more than just a, well, do you have any names? Well, she's not going to tell me who. Yeah, that's expulsion shit. In 1960s, like, they ain't having that. And the principal didn't recognize him. One of my faves, Bronson Pinchot, did not recognize him until the second scene in which he was in, where Sabrina tries to get rid of the principal because she hears he's afraid of spiders, casts like a spider curse on him, his house gets infested with spiders. There you go. Sabrina also has some teacher that is killed brutally with scissors to the neck, and then I don't know what. I guess some shape-shifting T-1000 bitch just like casts some spell and becomes her, and only a sexier version, but still old. And she's going to try to make sure that Sabrina joins the dark side of the Force. It's like, okay, compelling enough, right? Nope, not quite, because it's 2018 and everything has to have some kind of feminist edge to it, doesn't it? Yeah. So the girl that gets tormented by I keep saying tormented. She has a rack exposed off camera by the high school guys, and we're supposed to take her word for it because we didn't see any of this go down. And hell, maybe this is explored later in the series. I highly doubt it. I do. So, with this in mind, Sabrina starts some kind of women's support club. It's like women for women stuff. And they call it like Wiccan or Wicca or something. And one of the words in their acronym, it's like women, intersectional. Let me tell you something. This intersectional stuff, this isn't a thing people really started to say until damn recently, not 1960s. As far as feminism is concerned, it wasn't coined in that phrase until 1989. But, oh, wait, we have to have our women empowerment stuff. Yeah, it's, we believe survivors. There's no evidence. We didn't see any of this shit go down. Look, there's a pretty good show in here somewhere. There's quite good production value. This is really well produced. It has a slick, hey, we're Netflix. We want our version of an exclusive Riverdale. Yeah, get us an Archie comic and make it look like Riverdale and all edgy and teen sexy stuff. Yeah, do that for us, okay? It has that. It has some pretty good effects. I like, she's got this familiar. They talk about how, hey, you got to recruit a familiar. You got to have like this animal that's like going to be your servant. She goes in the woods and she's like, hey, I'm not just looking for a familiar. You help me, I help you. It's going to be a deal, mutual benefit, whatever. And then like some goblin creature comes in her window, is like, "Hey, I'm a cat, and you can call me Salem and shit." And it like defends her in this like maze that she's walking through to get this apple. There's this big tree, and she has to eat some apple to decide if she should become a witch or not. Like help give her the vision, the foresight. She goes through this maze of hay that's stacked up. Typically, you go to like a pumpkin patch type thing. This is just before Halloween. Maybe you have a corn maze. Maybe, but no, this is hay maze. And she gets attacked by a scarecrow, but Salem like gets like all Black Panther-y. Not like the Marvel character, but like a Black Panther and like attacks it and defends her and shit. Like there's some decent stuff here. I'm not knocking anybody's performances. I just don't think I want to sit through a guys are bad, look how amazing girls are amazing. Okay, that's what I've got to say about Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Another story I got for you guys. So you've probably been hearing things in the news about drag queens trying to read books to kids at public libraries. It's on your tax dollar. These kind of like programs coming up. Well, the Wichita Library had I think they called this Say Yes to Reading. Say yes. It's like this sassy drag queen lingo stuff. Look, I don't really have a problem with this other than the yes. Let's use the actual English here. Yes, can we? Oh, well, eventually they're going to put yes in the dictionary and then you're going to be allowed to use it in Scrabble. I don't give a shit. Let's not go that low, guys. Let's set an actual standard for ourselves. So this was actually billed locally as an adult reading story time. Like, hey, it's for adults, but kids can come with parental discretion, whatever. You might want to have a parent, something like this. I don't know if this is like some kind of way to make money now is like, oh, look, I can be a DJ over here. There's some demand for that at weddings. Well, I like to dress up and wear makeup, but dressing up and wearing makeup is expensive. What can I do with it? Oh, I know. I can get taxpayers' dollars to have me show up, and I will, let's see, I don't have a talent. What can I do? Read The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. I can do that for you for $500 or whatever. Bring some of my friends. It'll be cool. We'll all act like it's RuPaul's Drag Race. So that's what we'll do. You just pay us, and then you get to feel like you're all progressive and how you're so open and you're tolerant and you're beyond tolerant, you're accepting, and if accepting offends you, then you're just awesome. Everybody's amazing, all is great. Yeah, you putting on the program, you calling the shots at the library, you're not even spending your money. You're spending taxpayer, so just spend away. It's all right. I think that's where most of this comes from, is just some kind of way to make cash by doing nothing. So I guess I should have a problem for that reason. But honestly, it seems like the people who work the least these days make the most money. And then you got these corporations paying people to make protest groups. Do you really need a verified Twitter account and GoFundMes just so that you can wear a pink knit hat and hold up a yard sign? People used to not make money protesting. It seemed like there was a little more skin in the game when it was like, oh man, there's no money to be made. I'm using my time. I'm volunteering my time. I'm out for the cause. Now it's like, hey, how can we rally? And then we'll have like these expensive banquet dinners and we're going to get all this money come in. And then when someone pays a fine in some sport, it trickles down to us in some capacity. What a load of bullshit. Honestly, if you're working a real job right now, you're losing. Everybody who works a real job is looked at as some schmuck. All right, I got a couple of stories for you. See if you can spot the differences in this, okay? These guys maybe lived a fairly similar life. There just might be one little tiny difference between them. So just see if you guys can pick up on the difference here, okay? You got this guy, his name's Andy Rubin. And he's considered the father of Android. You know, the thing you might be listening to this on, / watching, what have you, right? Well, he was given a $90 million golden parachute from the parent company here, Google. I think they got some shitty oversight name like Alphabet Company. God damn it. Anyways, why did he get a golden parachute? Well, he got removed. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He will no longer have the services of Andy Rubin. Why? Me Too movement. He got accused of some shit. Maybe there's some evidence. Maybe there's something else going on over there. I don't know the full story, but he had to go, okay? Now, what is the deal here with these guys getting removed? Doesn't it seem to you like these guys in the position of power who get removed from this Me Too stuff? Is anybody really willing to call this out? Are we willing to admit that they're Jewish? We'll say they're white men in a position of power. They're Jewish guys who couldn't get the girl in high school, and now that they've wormed their way up the corporate ladder and gotten to their position of power, they're able to get this revenge on all the hot chicks who said no to them by making all these other young hot chicks just subject them to their shit, to their sexual advances, and they think they can get away with it because they're straight white guys in a position of power, totally not because they're Jewish and got kicked up the corporate ladder through cronyism and people just, hiring from within their own ranks. Not that kind of stuff. That's totally what's happening here, guys. And the media isn't saying anything about it, probably because the media is largely Jewish. There you had it. That you heard it from me. You keep hearing it from me. Everybody protects their own ranks. Oh, hey, we got to send out. We got to let you know we're distancing ourselves from this guy over here, right? Yeah, we're doing that. But you know what? I got another story for you. This guy's a charitable shoeshiner. His name's Albert Lexi. He made a shoeshine box when he's in 8th grade. And he'd been a shoeshine guy ever since. I'm not sure if that was his sole profession or what, but he passed away on October 16th, and he had donated over the course of his time $200,000 to the Free Care Fund. Now, I don't know if the money's actually going to helping sick kids, but that was his intention. And I guess this was over a third of his earnings, or it was like way more than people set aside for their own retirement. This was a nest egg. This was a lot of work. Now, did Andy Rubin put together, and just the retirement package, $90 million. Did he do $90 million worth of work? Because I can tell you this, Albert Lexi definitely earned that $200,000, and he gave it away. So hats off to you, Mr. Lexi. In the world of complete nonsense, and I forgot to mention this, leading in at the start of the show, Megyn Kelly's Today, her little let's have a Today branded talk show in the morning before noon type shit, it's not coming back. Yeah, so here's what went down. Megyn Kelly questioned if blackface is that offensive in terms of Halloween costume. It wasn't oh hey, I don't think blackface is offensive at all, especially if you're honoring the person you're playing or you're doing a character. She didn't say so much as that. It's simply questioning it, like, bringing up these kind of like hypothetical stuff, like, hey, I'm a big fan of Diana Ross in the 70s. Everybody loved Diana Ross. What's wrong with me dressing up as Diana Ross for Halloween? So much as bringing that up gave NBC the go codes to fire her. She had some specials at night. They didn't do so hot. Her Today thing was not getting the ratings they wanted. They wanted to get rid of her. And they're like, oh, wait, something. She said the word blackface. That's it. We can move on that. We have the evidence. She has weaponized uranium. We have the drone overhead circling. It has focused in on this mass of flesh over here. It says it's probably Megyn Kelly. It heard blackface. She has WMDs. We have to move on that. That's what happened. They were just looking for an excuse to get rid of her. And the real shame of this is, I kind of have to agree. How come black people get to play white characters on Halloween? Oh, black guy, you want to be Superman? Not so fast. That's cultural appropriation, bro. Are we allowed to swing that door? Are we allowed to give the cultural appropriation? If not, whiteface? Why can't we just play who we want to play at Halloween? Oh, you can't be a devil. Everybody knows the devil's a white guy or red. I mean, shit. What is the problem with everybody just looking for some way to get offended? Were advertisers pulling out? She said blackface. Oh shit. We got to cancel our Pampers ad. Was that happening? Probably not. Roseanne Barr got kicked off her show before anybody advertising on Roseanne pulled out. Just all of a sudden you had creative staff. Wanda Sykes, I want to distance myself. I want off at this. And then you had all the cast talking about how disappointed they were. That was going down. It was this internal, let's preemptively pull the plug on this stuff. That's the nonsense here. But this isn't the only case of this bullshit. If you're getting your news off Twitter, you're getting it from the goddamn wrong source. Twitter may very well be the most dangerous name in news right now. For example, there's this moment. Now, who publishes moments? No one is willing to say. It's not enough just to have a trending topic with a word that's getting pushed around in a lot of tweets and say, hey, this is being tweeted the most. I guess it's the number one trending topic. That's kind of the way shit used to work. Now they come up with these moments where they angle beliefs onto the user. And they always have a liberal agenda with some kind of twist. So I'm going to read to you verbatim what this moment said yesterday. Headline: Conservative commentator Hugh Hewitt equates recent bomb threats with restaurant heckling. Then just below this, the rest of the moment body, I don't know what you want to call this. During a discussion on MSNBC regarding the string of mail bombs sent to prominent Democrats, Hewitt cited diners heckling Mitch McConnell at a restaurant as an, quote, equivalent, quote, to the bomb threats. Well, I watched the video where this was supposedly said, and it didn't come down as that. Instead, they were talking about Donald Trump had it was something along the lines of Donald Trump's rhetoric is saying, hey, let's throw guys out. I like the guy that body slams the reporter. This gives the okay to bomb people. Like, this isn't the same thing. That what he said was going around and harassing people in restaurants is not good either. But other people are acting like Donald Trump is issuing commands. Like you play the recording of his rally backwards and it tells you to bomb Democrats. Like, it doesn't work like that. The guy did not say, hey, guess what? Sending bombs in the mail, that's just as bad as heckling people at a restaurant. This guy, don't know who Hugh Hewitt is, said nothing of the like. He said that if you're going to go around saying that Donald Trump is giving, if his rhetoric is causing these bombs, then that's the same as your guy over there telling people to go harass people in the restaurant and them doing it, which is actually more direct. Maxine Waters actually asked of people listening to her to go harass Republicans, particularly those in staff members of Trump's cabinet and shit. She asked them to go harass them. Trump didn't ask anybody to bomb anybody. So equivalent bullshit. Maybe whoever's writing the Twitter moments should, I don't know, have been to journalism school. Should have some scruples. Shouldn't make shit up. Hewitt cited diners heckling Mitch McConnell at a restaurant as an equivalent to the bomb threats. No, he didn't say that heckling people is the same thing as sending bombs. Didn't say that. Shit. What a stupid world we live in. So, that does it for the free version of the recently canceled podcast. You guys are going to want to sign up for the Patreon. It's $1 a month. Unlocks the full version of the podcast. Because I am going to get into the MAGA bomber a little bit deeper in ways that cannot be said on YouTube. I shit you not. So, patreon.com/Vaughn Fry. $1 a month gets you full access.